Hello guys, and welcome back to this new video. Today we are going to talk about Vlad the Impaler. We have about 15 things, 15 curious facts to talk about. So let's start immediately. Known with the term of Dracula. Now, why is that? He was Prince of Wallachia between 1448 and 1476. And Dracula meant a dragon, right? And that is because even his father belonged to this order called Order of the Dragon that fought to preserve the borders, to preserve the integrity of the territory of Romania or Wallachia. It wasn't entire Romania, okay, but Wallachia against the threat of the Ottoman Empire, known by the Turks as Kazikli Bey. We have to say though that the relationship with the Ottoman Empire was like on and off. There were certain things that the Turks, the Ottomans, actually allowed. For instance, this hatred that Vlad the Impaler developed against the Ottoman Empire is an hatred that he developed since he was a child, because he was sent with a brother, Radu, to Murad II, which was Sultan of the Ottoman Empire. Now, he was sent there to be educated. Now, there is a major difference between Vlad the Impaler and his brother. Radu kind of like merged very well with the society, right? So he was perfectly integrated, adopted some of the customs, was much more flexible in that regard. Whereas Vlad didn't perceive that as a righteous thing to do, and therefore he decided to become maybe the biggest enemy of the Ottoman Empire. He was very well known for guerrilla tactics, right? Never engaging against the Ottoman Empire in full formation. That has a very simple explanation. Doing guerrilla tactics rather than deploying your entire army was the best strategy, and it was because the Ottoman Empire was superior in terms of military power and resources, right? So it was much more convenient for Vlad to just send small units out. He is also very well known for psychological warfare combined with, well, one of the articles I read described it as chemical warfare. I have to say that I don't know if I agree with that definition. To me, it would be more under the category of biological warfare. Let me explain. He would send out smaller units, which we discussed, but also people that had infectious diseases. So, you suffered from leprosy? Sent out. Go and infect the Ottoman Empire. Also, psychological warfare. What do we mean by that? Because the forests, right, that would introduce to Wallachia, basically, that were the natural passage that the invading army had to cross to enter his region, were disseminated with people impaled. Now, that is not a practice that he exactly invented, but some sources say 20,000 and others say 100,000 people were impaled under the regime of Vlad the Impaler, which is why he deserves fully his nickname. The people in Wallachia. Well, people in Romania nowadays consider Vlad the Impaler basically as a hero. However, his own people at that time weren't considering him so good, meaning certainly they approved of the fact that Vlad the Impaler defended his region against the Ottomans, but also against other nearby regions such as Transylvania. But certainly they were living in a state of terror. The proof of that is that in the city of Targaviste, Vlad the Impaler posed a golden cup, and this golden cup was constantly refilled with wine, right? Now, the rule was, and the city was like 60,000 people, the rule was you could drink, but the cup shall not leave Targaviste. Nobody ended up in prison. Nobody tried to ever steal the cup. Nothing happened, which it seems to suggest state of terror, because there were so many poors that naturally, you know, when you're poor, the first thing that you do is I can take it and resell it, make some money, provide for my family. I'm not justifying thieves, okay, or robbery by any means, but I'm just saying, you know. Poverty. Poverty was another great topic for Vlad the Impaler. Reason why he decided to eradicate the problem. How do you think Vlad the Impaler can eradicate the problem? He invited a bunch of people in his castle, let them eat and drink as much as they wanted, and then impaled them. Literally impaled them on the dinner table. Which is not something that I really wanted to know, but anyway. There are many episodes like that, okay? For instance, at a certain point, there was somebody, I think there were emissaries of the Ottoman Empire, so like ambassadors, and they refused to remove the turbans. Vlad the Impaler was so upset and he decided to nail their turbans to their head. Question is, can you survive that? I don't think so. I don't think you can survive because, you know, the hammer or whatever. I don't think you can survive that. Also, how on earth did he do that? And I don't know, because also what we know seems, what we're saying right now is plausible, right? Meaning, take it with a pinch of salt. I mean, I tried to eliminate all the fantastic stories, right? But some of it must be true to have that sort of reputation. Anyway, you would think it was just the Ottoman Empire, and I just told you it was not just the Ottoman Empire. For instance, pick Transylvania. Pick Transylvania, where there were Saxons. Specifically, pick the city of Brasov. There was once upon a time a merchant, a Wallachian merchant that was stolen, and then at that point the city of Brasov kind of like took it out on the merchant, and Vlad intervened, impaled all of them, stole from merchants all the possessions, burned some villages, right? Also there was like a prince ruling over Transylvania, or the region of that city, Brasov of Transylvania, and Vlad the Impaler impaled also Dan III. You will not be surprised that he has been defined as a demented psychopath, sadist, a gruesome murderer, and a masochist. I think that says it all. But anyway, very rigid on the morals, very rigid on the morals, specifically morals for women. Chastity was a good thing, and chastity was, you know, kind of like the focus of attention for Vlad. However, he certainly did not preserve himself or his own virtues, right? So we know that when he was imprisoned by the Hungarian king Matthias Corvinus, that even before this episode had helped him out, he took prostitutes. And of course, when the rumor of a specific prostitute being pregnant started circulating, he decided to cut her open to check if there was any baby and disprove it, that theory. Which is not exactly what you do, but anyway. Dracula got married twice. The first wife is unknown. We know that she gave him his eldest son, called Minea, who died in 1462, and we think that she committed suicide. She jumped off of a tower into the Argus River that was just below the tower, and so she drowned there. The second wife was Justina Zilagy. I am not entirely sure that this is her last name, so anybody who wants to correct me, please go ahead. Zilagy. Anyway, she was her Venus cousin. So, the man who imprisoned Vlad the Impaler and also gave him prostitutes, but he also imprisoned him. Anyway, that's what we know. And I think she gave him like 2 sons that became 2 princes of Wallachia. How did he die? Well, the Ottomans at a certain point became very much fed up with the Vlad the Impaler and moved against him the impressive army that they actually had. But even then, I think he, by the way, was killed in a battle. But even then, Vlad the Impaler was absolutely terrible and a ferocious enemy, because he decided that when the Ottoman army would enter that region, the region of Romania, should have not found absolutely anything. And by anything, I'm literally meaning anything at all. So, what did he do? He burned villages, entire villages, just to leave nothing. No food, no people, no resources. Poisoned the wells. And of course, he thought that by doing that, at least he would have had like a good chance, decent chance to survive, or at least to kill as a form of revenge as many Ottoman military people as he could possibly can.
So guys, with that being said, that is it for this time around. So we're gonna talk some more next time. In the meantime, if you have enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and of course comment below. We'll talk next time. Bye.